China now warning Taiwan it is, quote, ready to fight.
Tonight, China's military declaring it's ready to fight.
In a bid to strengthen ties, South Africa's governing party, the African National Congress, also known as the ANC, has sent senior officials to Russia to discuss reshaping of the global order with the Russian President Vladimir Putin.
A Fox News alert: the United States now challenging Beijing's wave of simulated military strikes around Taiwan by sending its own Navy destroyers into the South China Sea.
Chinese President Xi Jinping is now wrapped up his three-day meeting with Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin by pledging to shape a new world order.
This morning with China's military conducting aerial and naval blockade drills around Taiwan on its last scheduled day of exercises. At least 70 Chinese warplanes and 11 warships were spotted just today. Here's what Taiwan's foreign minister told Fox News about these drills yesterday.
If you look at the sorties of the Chinese Air Force, together with the ships that are coming very close to Taiwan, and any accident might spark an uncontrollable war in between Taiwan and China. And if other countries are trying to intervene, it might be the start of a war of a grand scale.
We see these drills around Taiwan. How would you assess this response?
These drills resemble those that China conducted after Speaker Pelosi went to Taiwan in August. The real issue here, though, is you've got two militaries, the American and the Chinese, operating in close proximity to each other, and anything can happen. You know, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Mark Milley, says that war is not imminent, and I can understand his argument. But when you have China engaging in dangerous intercepts of the U.S. and other militaries in the region, anything can happen. And we have a military that is not prepared to deal with probable scenarios. You know, General Mike Minahan, on that January 27th leaked memo, talked about war with China in 2025. Well, you know, it could very well be before then. This is a Chinese military that knows it should not go to war, but it emotionally wants to go to war. And that means we're in a situation where anything can happen at any time.
The Taiwanese Defense Ministry saying it tracked a record 91 Chinese fighter jets in the last day of the exercises, dozens crossing over sensitive maritime borders around the island. China's army even releasing an animated video of how Taiwanese sites would be targeted in an attack. Beijing sending a clear signal over its claims to Taiwan and its anger over last week's meeting between Taiwanese leader Tsai Ing-wen with House Speaker Kevin McCarthy in the US last week. Faced with China's looming threat, a growing number of regular citizens are learning to defend their homeland.
Right now, these guys are training in how to transition from a rifle to a handgun, the kind of combat techniques they say they're going to need to know if there's an invasion from China. These drills may not have been as big as others, but China says it's ready to smash any form of Taiwanese independence.
And at least 9 Chinese warships now surrounding the self-governed island of Taiwan, simulating a naval blockade. It's the start of Exercise Joint Sword, 3 days of military action that Beijing says is a serious warning.
Greg, how dangerous is all this and what's China up to?
It's intensely dangerous, Andrew, and I don't know how the Paul Keatings and the other China apologists explain all this. This is naked intimidation, naked aggression. Taiwan, since 1895, has been ruled by mainland China for 4 years. It's never been ruled by communist China. It hasn't been ruled by mainland China since 1949. You would think that the great democrats of the world would want Taiwan to be free and to have a degree of self-determination. What China has done, this is the second time now it's launched a massive exercise, massive military exercise like this. What it seems to me, it's both demonstrating and rehearsing a full-scale blockade of Taiwan. That would be devastatingly dangerous for all of us in this region and devastating for Taiwan and massively empower China. Alternatively, the Americans might respond and you might end up with a war in the Indo-Pacific. And I tell you, the planet will be a different beast after that war.
BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa have announced plans to develop a new currency. Their goal is to reduce reliance on the U.S. dollar and other Western currencies as well.
Steve, are they ready for this? China is now trying to replace the U.S. dollar with their currency in global trade.
On the other hand, people do believe a little bit of Xi's brokering of the Iran-Saudi Arabia deal not too long ago. He is trying to portray himself as being a world leader.
Right.
Now, it's not that credible in the Western world, but it is becoming more credible in developing countries, and that's really the audience he's aiming at.